Yeah, anyhow, I was just gonna ask, do you really feel like Eric Adams is gonna be like any good going forward, considering all the you brought up crypto, Matt, all the crypto nonsense that he's like touting? Do you really think he's gonna like is he gonna be as inept as say Joe Biden is, or is he gonna be as like bad as people think
Oh, I
when
think
he
he's going to
mentioned
be.
the whole Tucker Chris thing?
Eric Adams.
Yeah, in terms of is he going to be any? Let's take your first question. Is he going to be any good? No. Is he going to be inept like Joe Biden or everything bad we can possibly imagine? I think the latter. I think he is going to be real trouble. I think he's not going to be a very good mayor. I think he's going to easily, I don't even want to say make concessions because I don't believe he's conceding anything. I think this is actually his views. I think he's a fairly right-wing individual on many things. He clearly will be a friend of the NYPD, which is a problem.
Yeah, pull it if you could. I sent it in the chat just to talk about Eric Adams really quickly.
I saw that.
Yeah, but like you can keep going, Matt. Sorry.
No, go. Why don't you go ahead? Go ahead. I want to hear from everybody here.
So this is like just in terms of Eric Adams. This is Eric Adams. He introduced the new NYPD commissioner in front of a mural that had paintings of Malcolm X, Nat Turner, Angela Davis, Huey Newton, and Asante Shakur. I mean, like. I joked on Twitter, what, as an example of the kind of people they'll plant evidence on, but like also, I mean, that's what he's going to do. He's going to be, when it comes to his dealings with cops, given his history, he's going to be a part of the reestablishment of the NYPD, and like working in tandem with them, in my opinion, and also like just in that instance at least, completely defanging and watering down the history of like the important people in that mural. And I will also guess, if you want to check out some of David Friedlander's work on Eric Adams, there is a lot there that he could be investigated for. I think that his like level of sloppiness with his corruption and is going to be a problem for him. There could be, I think, some real scandals about like him not reporting some real estate holdings, some of the shady stuff he said he didn't live. He lives in one place, but he doesn't necessarily live there. There were not taxes paid on some of the properties that he that he owns allegedly, and.
Oh, he recently took a free flight from some crypto-billionaire to some like resort. I forget which island.
Yeah, it was for Puerto Rico. Yeah,
it was in Puerto Rico for some like crypto convention or whatever. And he was claiming that it was something. His press people were saying it was his own personal time. It was his vacation. He used his own resources to pay for the trip. And then it comes out that he's taking freebies from people with real investment here in New York City to try to make this, as Eric Adams is suddenly saying after his election, he wants to make New York City the cryptocurrency capital of the world. You don't think all these people throwing freebies at him have anything to do with that? When did Eric Adams talk about crypto before any of this?
I mean, he's talking about crypto because he's a true.
Yeah, the other thing, the fact that he said he was taking a whole ass check for like in crypto, and I'm like, okay, buddy, yeah, no. It's like he's like, no, I'm sorry. This is like, it's nonsense, and it's bad enough that East River Park is getting demolished and that people leapfrogged and did things improperly in order to get that taken care of. It's too late now because they're in the process of starting that, but. They in the city council, Carlina Rivera, by the way, piece of shit, who, by the way, I will tell you this as a person who knows, she has a husband that has like these luxury apartments, and her ass lived in a rent controlled unit and still was like, oh, like, no. It's like, you freaking pulled the wool over. She pulled kind of a Kristen Cinema type move, but in regards to like more of a local level type of thing. And I'm like, this is seriously disappointing, because it's like don't try to put yourself out there like a person of the neighborhood or the people, whatever, and all these little meetings and shit. It's like it really just shits on everybody and makes us feel stupid, and it makes us feel even more stupid that like with this crappy election because only about a million people turned out, and then it crushes your faith in your own city almost. And that and the Cheesecake Factory thing, which happened not too far from where I grew up, which is Queens like the second Florida of New York next to Staten Island? What is this?
What, the Cheesecake Factory, like, anti-vax thing?
Yeah.
Queens is where all cops live, apparently, in Staten Island, obviously. Well, parts of Queens, that's rude. I shouldn't say all of Queens, because obviously Matt lives in Queens as well.
I mean, a lot of cops don't even live in the city at all. A lot of them live in Long Island.
That was what I was
like Westchester. Yeah.
That was what I was going to say in response to the caller. A great username, by the way, caller. Thank you for your question. In the end of the day, like Eric Adams is like an NYPD cop. And so a lot of things that are wrong with him are just like magnified versions of things that are wrong with NYPD cops. The fact that he does not live in the city, or rather that he might not live in the city and is in fact commuting and pretending to in order to run for mayor or whatever that was about. The fact that he's corrupt. His weird little I forgot the thing he said about that concert where he said his favorite concert was the one where that guy almost died at. Like, there's just like elements of Eric Adams that I think that, are unique to him. And then some of them are just like, well, he's actually just a cop. He's a New York City police department officer cop. And we're going to be able to see what that means to or rather people outside of the city are going to be able to see what that means. And it also occurs to me that they were in front of that mural because the new NYPD commissioner is like that Black woman. So they were touting that too as part of this, Eric Adams' new diverse, city for crypto and Black cops.
That's the interesting thing about this is how that he is the sort of representative of common sense cop reform, that a sort of repudiation of like the last year's movements that I think that a big part of the Democratic Party wants to move towards. And now, it's not de Blasio, it's him. And we'll see how his model works. And I don't expect it to really deliver.
Yeah,
I can't expect that it will deliver, but I think that the identity
I heard he was going to bring back stop and frisk.
That would be I mean, I don't know. Like, the thing about it is that there were all those core challenges under Bloomberg. Maybe that might deter Adams from going down that road, but I don't know. But
I think. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
He's a real oddball. Like, I don't think you can really place what this guy's going to do because he's got some, like, he doesn't have like a straightforward, like, streamlined ideology. He's all over the place. But at his core, he's a former cop who has some pretty conservative views.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
he is the guy who in like 10 or 15 years ago ran a complete campaign in Brooklyn when he was a state senator with taking out billboards and everything, telling young people to pick up their pants and wear a belt, like stop wearing their pants off of their, like, below their hips or whatever. Ridiculous.
ran an ad like about how where you could look for drugs in your kid's bedroom.
Well, yeah, and I mean, I think that goes to Matt's point, new Matt, not old Matt, about like he's, presented as this kind of common sense middle ground between like Black Lives Matters and a violent police state, just by nature of being like a Black cop. He's not the perfect like vehicle for that because he is so weird. Obviously, he's no Carl Winslow in terms of his like demeanor or ability to project that kind of like, even keeled sort of granddad wisdom. But, he does present him a challenge, I think, for people who are interested in police reform, prison abolition, police abolition, in the sense that for a large portion of Americans, including liberals, this idea of a Black cop short circuits them. Like, how can a Black cop be racist? And, that might make him a more effective vehicle, or someone like him a more effective vehicle for getting stuff like stop and frisk, repassed over, let's say, your everyday average, Mayor Bloomberg.
But we appreciate the call, though. We got to let you go.
Yeah, thanks for the call.
No problem, guys. Yeah, no problem.
Like talking about Eric Adams and his weirdness.
He's so weird. I'm gonna let's read some IMs. Todd Clorox. Eric Adams has said that he's bringing solitary confinement back to Rikers.
Like, that seems like such a bizarre thing to just bring up. First of all, I highly doubt, like, I'm sure the official position is that it's went away, but based on all the different deaths that have been happening over the years at Rikers, to individuals who are way too young to just be spontaneously dying, I'm going to assume that conditions are pretty close to what solitary confinement would do to someone mentally, emotionally, and physically to begin with. So bringing it back is basically just bringing it back all in name only, it seems.
Well, yeah, I mean, absolutely, Matt, because we know that really the media will present the media in quotes, like in scare quotes, the way they put like critical race theory, will present a narrative about crime in America that is so radically divorced from the way crime is treated, the way punishments are doled out, the way that our prison industrial complex works, that just gives this illusion that like crime is going up in response to stuff like this. Like, oh, well, they removed solitary from Rikers or they closed Rikers and suddenly crime in the city is rising like exponentially, when in reality, Rikers did not close. And also like the mild public, what I'm saying, the mild public concessions that were made were rolled back. Like the few police departments that lost some money, many of them received even more money once people's eyes were turned away. But we still receive those same types of articles regarding how crime has been rising in reaction to a fake police defunding, fake prison defanging.